Morning everybody, it's Space Coast down here south of Cocoa Beach again. Beautiful sunrise coming. Got some clouds up on the horizon and a beautiful dark orange sunrise coming in. Conditions aren't too bad. Water's green. Still already catching fish, but so far just catfish. We'll see what happens. Down here on September the 3rd. Down here on September the 3rd, still catching these catfish right here. It's sunrise. Beautiful morning. Water conditions aren't too bad. There is some bait in the water, but the Mr. Catfish is here to stay. Hopefully it'll get better. Moved off the catfish on the Margate this morning. This one's a little bit small, but I think I'm going to use him for live bait. He's only about 4 or 5 inches long, so he'll be perfect bait out in the surf. The sun has started. Last week it looked like it was on, but this week no mullet in the surf and no action in the surf. So it may be delayed here. I thought maybe we were going to get an early mullet run, but it looks like it's going to be delayed here. Next week, I won't be fishing at the Space Coast. I'll be headed south to Vero Beach. I'm going to spend a few days down at the Disney Vacation Club Vero Beach Resort, and I'm going to try to do some fishing off the beach near the resort. So hopefully that'll give you something to look forward to. Maybe we can get on some fish down there near Vero Beach. About 8:30, still catching catfish galore, but a few margates. Just lost a tarpon probably about 3.5, 4 feet long, but I had him on a whiting rod. Somehow he bit that bait and he broke off my leader. So it's a nice fight for about 3 or 4 minutes, but then boom, leader was gone. So maybe we'll get him on the bigger rods. Quick look at the shark rig here. Got about 6 foot of mono, 200-pound mono, and about 1.5 foot or so of wire that's 150-pound test. And I've got a whiting head down here and a sliding sinker here so the bait can move up and down the line. But so far only one strike, and it was a light strike, so hopefully this whiting head will do the trick. Caught a bucket load of these today, catfish, a few other little fish here and there, and I had one strike on the big rod, but it let go of the bait pretty fast, so that was unfortunate. But still gonna keep fishing until about 10:30, 11, see what we can get on here between now and the next couple hours. We're going to release this catfish. Put the old pliers on him. Makes him a little easier to handle. Oh, Mr. Kitty, time for you to go home. Again, that's been the story of the day. Caught a bunch of catfish, several dozen catfish, and not much else. Well, I momentarily got hooked up on either it was a tarpon or a big snook, but I had it on my whiting rod, so he snapped my leader in two. But so far, just catfish and a few margate, that's it. Here south of Cocoa Beach on the 3rd of September, this is the setup today. Got the big rods both to the north and all the whiting pompano rods down on the south end here. But today has just been a story of catfish and more catfish, a few margates, and I've gotten a couple bites on the big rods, but whatever it was just picked it up and then dropped it, so I'm guessing it was fairly small. But so far, not anything great. Just the water's a little dirty and a little churny, but it just nothing going on in the surf. Way different than last week. Last week, loads of mullet, water was clear, and lots of action in the surf. This week, completely different. Hey everybody, it's Space Coast coming to you from south of Cocoa Beach across from Patrick Space Force Base again. It's September the 3rd. Got down here right at daylight. Water didn't look too bad. It's a little green after the light came up. Caught a boatload of catfish and a few margates today, and that was it. I had a couple nibbles on the big rods, but far different than last week. Last week there was mullet, there was fish all jumping in the surf, tarpon, everything, sharks, you name it, caught a snook. This week completely different. So you might want to try a different location in South Cocoa Beach if you're trying to get on some fish. As always everybody, be safe, tight lines.